Within this video, we will run through how to prepare interview questions, how to answer the interview questions, planning ahead, making sure you look the part, and what employers will look for. Try and ask 3 to 5 questions at the end of your interview. Remember to listen carefully to what is being explained to you, as you may find that the employer has already answered some of your questions. Here are a few example questions for you to think about. What are the company plans for the future? This is a great question to ask, as this shows your interest within the company. What results are you expecting from me? This question will enable you to learn more about the role you have applied for. Although a lot of things will be discussed within the interview, sometimes it can help to ask about specific targets. What prospects are there for personal and professional development? This lets the employer know you are willing to do more than just a job role and would be willing to take on more of a leadership role. When can I expect to hear from you? This is a simple but good question, especially if you have forgotten any other question to ask. Why is this position available, and is it long term? Is there any chance of an extension? In some circumstances, the job you have applied for could be for maternity cover only. It's always best to ask whether you could possibly extend your contract, just so you know what their intentions are long term. Using the STAR method will be really effective during your interview, as you will be able to give long, detailed answers. Make sure you relate your answer to the question. An example could be, have you ever been in a situation when you needed to improve your own performance or helped a colleague who was struggling with theirs? Start off with a situation related to their question. For example, a colleague was struggling with their performance. Next, describe your task. An example could be, I sat down with my colleague and gave examples of how I improved my own performance within that job role. The action you took. This could be, I gave my colleague examples of how I improved my own performance, detailing what worked best and what didn't. The last thing to really expand on is a result. This is what the employer will be most interested in. Tell them what happened as a result of your actions. This could be, a colleague asked for a mentor or for more training so they could improve their own professional development. Also explain whether or not your input helped. Once you have confirmed the time and address of your interview, you should start to prepare for the day. You should anticipate likely questions such as, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? What made you apply for this position? Enlist a group of friends or family members to ask a sample of questions. During this time, you can practice making eye contact with everyone in the room. You could even video record yourself. Pay attention to your body language and verbal presentation. Eliminate verbal fillers such as Practice using positive body language to signal confidence, even if you are not feeling it. Handling logistics early is also very important. Having your clothes ready the night before, along with an extra copy of your resume, can avoid extra stress. Don't be afraid to plan a route and trial it. so you can allow yourself enough time on the day for the interview. Try and arrive 15 minutes early. Don't be afraid to call the company if you are running late. They would prefer to know you are stuck in traffic than not at all. Dressing appropriately can be one of the main things an employer looks for. When you receive your call congratulating you on your interview, make sure you ask what the dress code is if they haven't already told you. Every interview is different. Some companies prefer a more relaxed approach and may ask you to come dressed casually. This would be jeans, smart shorts and a casual top. Occasionally, some employers will give you a trial run within their company. For example, a construction company might want to see what skills you have firsthand. They will probably ask you to dress for this. This could be jeans, steel-toe cap boots, hard hat and a fluorescent jacket. On the other hand, if your interview is for a coaching position and you have been asked to deliver a session outside, the same would apply. Dress appropriately. This would be t-shirt, shorts, trainers and a sun hat. But remember, don't be afraid to ask. Employers will take any opportunity to test you. They are looking for dedication, attitude, and to find out the real reason you are here. Most employers will offer you a drink, whether that is tea, coffee, water, whichever it is, you should take it. This can help ease your nerves and get a small conversation going. Often, when you go to a company's office, you will be met by a member of staff. This could be a receptionist or an administrator, or even one of the interview panel members. You should be polite to anyone who greets you. Don't be afraid to ask them questions, such as, what is it like to work here?